guys, so I need to finish that Husqvarna build, or tweak I guess you could say. Not a build, we already built it, but we're just doing some fine-tune adjustments. And the owner of the bike was complaining about too much vibration through the handlebars, and so I told him to get the bushings, the blue bushings, which are actually a softer compound than the red ones that are currently installed here. And when we were at his house, we didn't have a vise or anything or a fixture to put these guys in to actually press out these little sleeves here. I know I don't need a press, but I do need a vise in order to get these guys out. Now, here's a little secret. I've never done this before, but I've been around a while, and I'm pretty sure I can figure this out. But the key is not to damage the anodizing on these parts. So as you can see, I have a soft jaw in my vise here, and I'm going to switch to like a urethane jaw for our purposes here. But this should show you, if I get through this unscathed, that you can do it yourself. And that is a large part of the program here, that we pride ourselves on doing, not the impossible, but say semi-difficult tasks, such as building cars, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, you name it, those three categories typically. But generally speaking, we're just trying to help the little guy figure his way through this stuff. So as you can see, there's a flange on the back side here, and there's no flange here, so clearly these sleeves come up this way. So I need to find something that fits that diameter right there so we can push it through. And once we have this thing pushed through, we'll be able to get the inserts out much easier. But these guys are in here tight, and that goes to show this company, BRP Moto, has some really nice stuff, and it fits tight. And I mean, obviously you wouldn't want your handlebar clamp to be loose. That would totally defeat the purpose of it. But these are off of obviously a Husky 501, but also these go to a mount that accommodates the Scott steering dampener. So I'm sure this part also goes to their upper clamp that does not accommodate the Scott's damper, but in this case these do go to that. So let me find a socket, which I think will probably be the easiest way to go about this, because we don't want to damage that sleeve. So even better, I found a deep socket, 1/4 inch drive, 3/16 size, and not only does it fit into the sleeve, but it'll keep it there while we push it out. So now we have to figure out a receiver for this side. So basically something that's bigger than the flange on this sleeve to accept it once we push this guy through. So we're going to use a deep socket, 3/8 drive, 5/8 size, and that should work as a nice receiver on the back side, and it pushes on the outer diameter of that. Hopefully you can see that decently. So now really all we have to do is basically put this in a fixture, and I can actually take my soft jaws out. They're no longer really necessary for us. I was kind of planning on having to push against the anodizing here, but it does not seem to be the case anymore. Hopefully you can see that. Get you even closer here. So I hate to think we got it until we actually have it. But we're going to put that there. Be closer towards the center of the vise, just so we get a square push. So if this all goes well, there we go. You hear it yielding. Hopefully we don't have to remove that socket, which we might. Oh, we're good. So that came right out. There you go. That's how it happens. That was easy. I hate to say that, and I didn't damage. These are most likely stainless steel, so they're really tough. And then this guy. Okay. So now I'm gonna have to remove these sleeves. or the rubber isolator without damaging them. And they are in fact a clamshell. Looks like there's one. I'm just using the little 1/4-inch drive socket to push it out. Alright, I'm going to try to find a socket that'll fit in there to get that guy out. Alright, so it looks like a 3/8 1/4 drive socket. And I'm going to do a, let's see here, I'm going to do this. It's in there pretty good. Yeah, see? Thought we were out of the woodwork, but we're not. Let's see here. And these don't have a outer lip on them either. It's like an inner lip, if you can see how that looks. There's no like short flange on the end. Alright, let's see. How can we do this? Alright, so this is a good example of why to keep extra hardware in a drawer somewhere. These are metric bolts I had laying around. They're 10.9. And so now we have, and I have two, because if you just put one in there and you're beating on it, it would actually fold over or move on you. So we're going to use the flange of these guys to keep us steady while we remove those other fittings or bushings. There we go. So now, okay, still not wanting to play along. Going a little deeper with these. It's like the flanges are slightly different. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot harder when you're wanting to save the finish on something, but there's no way I could clamp this without it moving on that nice finish. So trying real hard here to keep that thing nice. Man, how about this? Instead of on the flange, we're going to go to the bolt heads, and that bolt head might be more teeth on our fixture here, so that will have more surface area to clamp to, in other words. There we go. That should be a lot more sturdy. Man, those are in there. Jeez. Wow. Not budging at all. Alright. Step it up a little. Use a ball peen. That way we're at least metal to metal on our pushing. Man, that thing is in there. Wow. Two. I was about to get the drill out. Okay. So now I'm going to use something I call Gorilla Snot. and it's a urethane lubricant, if you will, that comes from the auto industry, or the off-road auto industry. Let me grab it real quick. This stuff is kind of twofold, or it has a dual purpose, and it's made by the folks at Energy Suspension, which largely they basically do all urethane body mounts and ball joint dust caps, and you know, everything out of urethane instead of rubber, which we all know rubber doesn't last forever. So it appears as though there's no difference in these isolators, and the blue ones are a lot softer of a material. You can feel them by just touching them. They're a lot more supple, I guess you could say. But what we're going to do with this urethane stuff is, or I'm sorry, the Gorilla Snot, is basically just go around it and put a thin layer. And what I was starting to say before I interrupted myself, the stuff has a dual purpose. The first and foremost is it keeps urethane from squeaking. So when you put this stuff in dry, say this was going into a control arm, or you know, something like that, or even suspension linkage on a dirt bike, say they made these in urethane, which I don't believe they do, but it would basically squeak. So this stuff prevents urethane from squeaking. And in this case, it's going to prevent us from having to go through this hassle should our buddy here that owns the bike ever choose to go back to the red. He could probably do this at home, and now that I got this stuff on it, it'll be a lot easier to take apart. So hopefully that makes sense. But most of it will wipe off. We're really just concerned about the joint itself inside. So there we go, there's that. I don't know why they call it Gorilla Snot, I just do. But yeah, you don't ever want to put urethane joints in anything without this stuff. Most kits come with it, like if you were to buy a body mount kit for your car or truck, any good reputable brand will come with this stuff. And if you don't have it, auto parts stores will have it. But don't ask for Gorilla Snot, they'll probably look at you funny at the auto parts store. They won't know what you're talking about. Just call it urethane grease. Gorilla Snot's way more fun though. So this is our left clamp done. And lastly, our sleeves. These sleeves are going to have to go in. So I did one at a time for one reason, so I know which way the sleeves go. And in this case, they go down, so the bar fits in this cradle right here, and this flange on these sleeves will sit on the upper clamp, or the triple clamp. So we're going to put those in next, and in this case they will go this way. I'll put a little bit of this stuff on there just to keep those from being stuck. Bottom up. There we go. And a little bit of this stuff goes a long way, so you don't need a bunch. There we go. I'll wipe that off in a minute. One done. There's our finished product. Okay, back to the second one here. And this Gorilla Snot does get everywhere, and it's kind of hard to wipe off, but it serves its purpose, and it does very good at that. Especially don't want squeaks when you're riding. jig fasteners out, and we're good to go. That's how it's done. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think, or if you have a better way of doing it. I would love to hear it.